the cow corner.
Again.
The old timers. The old timer. Prashant and not so old Jatan.
Yeah, I don't even know where I belong.
In between. You're the connector, Jatan. You connect these generations. So it's Prashant and Jatan. I've been missing in action a little bit. You know, maybe I'll talk about that some other time. But like really interesting Super 8 situation. I mean, not really interesting, but the last two matches that happened were pretty interesting, consequential again. And that's how it should be, right, Jatan? These matches should be consequential, at least in the winners group. The losers group, as I like to call them, lovingly, of course. That group is pretty much decided, outside of some really crazy stuff happening there. But before we do that, so the group X, the winners group, two matches, right? Very consequential, South Africa, West Indies, and India, Zimbabwe. I mean, obviously, South Africa, West Indies match was like roller coaster, like because you're going into that match thinking if West Indies wins that match, then it's a really uphill battle for India, even if they end up winning both their matches, one against Zimbabwe and then another against West Indies, just because of how, by the margin with which they got destroyed by South Africa, they as in India. So this match was, if West Indies won, interesting, but if South Africa won, right, we had talked about it at the outset, there could be a one-way tie for those three positions, or South Africa winning all the matches, which is
and then a one-way tie.
Yeah, but the other one was, I think you had also mentioned that everybody will beat Zimbabwe and then there'll be a three-way tie at the top.
So that all of that is out of the window.
Done.
Done. Yeah, the South Africa Zimbabwe match is now inconsequential, but the other match, India West Indies, which will happen, I think on Thursday. Not Thursday, sorry, Sunday.
Sunday. That's like quarterfinal.
A virtual quarterfinal. Yeah, it is a quarterfinal. So so coming to the game, right? West Indies, South Africa. I guess a lot of people had a lot of hope, genuinely so, about how West Indies is going to approach this game, right? South Africa was playing in their almost their fort, Ahmedabad now, and Ahmedabad pitch is very tricky always, right? You can't really guess. I think there's also a combination of some pitches being red soil versus black soil. I don't know which this one was, and which one misbehaves more. But and since it was a day game in the afternoon, 3 p.m., obviously no dew to come to mess up things. But West Indies batted first. Though they did have a good start, the first 2-3 overs they were like really, they had taken off, and you think like, okay, maybe this is the semi upset or whatever, right? Which everybody wants, or maybe not the Indian fans, but everybody else wants. And I mean, you like West Indies, so you want them to win. I guess they I feel they just played few bad shots. I mean, with such a good start, right? Maybe that gave them overconfidence or what. The pitch was great. It seemed like a 200 pitch. And the way they started, it seemed that they'll probably get more than that. But then Jansen and Rabada and Ngidi, right? All of them brought it back. Jansen didn't get a lot of wickets. Rather, he didn't get any wicket, but especially Rabada, Ngidi and Bosch really pulled it back.
They have a quality bowling attack, right?
Yeah. And if Jansen is not successful, then others will.
Others would be, right? And just to cut in a little bit, I as you were describing, or when I was watching the match, following up a little bit, Siddharth had mentioned actually that West Indies would be tested. They had quote unquote easier draw, easier teams, easier bowling attack to see how they fare against quality bowling attack. So that kind of showed that against the quality bowling attack, it's hard to have sustained hitting.
Exactly. Yeah.
for 20 overs.
Yeah,
So
exactly. And South Africa is not a team which will take the pressure on, right? The bowlers. They've changed, right? Since the South Africa of past, when you would think that they're going to crumble under pressure. They've really changed. And I think they got hit like 30 runs in the first 2 overs, but they're just coming back and taking the wickets, right? They're not really getting bogged down. Though I did think opening with Maharaj was probably not a good idea,
hmm.
but that first over he gave a lot of runs. He pulled it back eventually.
we had, I mean, we had few times actually mentioned, especially slight tangent here, but especially since they also won the World Test Championships,
Yeah,
and another
under pressure. It was a
ICC
pressure
tournament,
game.
right? And we are like, this team is now here to win. They believe that whole choker thing is gone. Like even match against Afghanistan,
It's gone.
they stayed
Yeah, yeah,
there. They ended up winning the match. Usually, you know, you have seen South Africa being on the losing side of this always.
right, right,
So
right.
yeah,
So
interesting.
yeah, I mean, great. Yeah, you brought up the Afghanistan game. That was something like they could have easily given up because they had won the game, and then there was that
Yeah,
no ball, and then there was this 2 runs at the end. Last, they just needed 2 runs, and they got the second one was a run out. The fielder fielded well, even under pressure. Rabada collected and these are the small things, right? Under pressure, you
yeah,
can easily miss that. And then I think Stubbs, right, hitting that six when they needed seven off the last ball of the first super over. So it was, yeah, they've delivered under pressure, and that's ominous for other teams, frankly. Gone are the days when you could put pressure on them, right? Now they
yeah.
put pressure on you, right? So
They have they have the talent and the belief,
now the belief also, yes, yes,
and actually I should say results to back it up.
also correct.
So cool.
So yeah, I mean, West Indies after having a reasonably good start just lost the next 5-6 wickets for not much. I think there was 83 for 7 at one point, so
Yeah,
pretty dismal performance. And then Holder and Shepherd, right?
Shefford. Yep.
They did uh, provide some impetus to the innings, but 176, it's it's a score that you can think of defending uh, on any pitch, but I guess this pitch was pretty flat. So
So, but
yeah,
Jatan, I mean, here maybe a bit of a not contradiction, but in the past we have seen the momentum, right? Where West Indies actually finished pretty much on the high. So you would have thought, they would feel pretty good about, oh wow, we were 80 odd for 7, now we are 176.
that was the
Um,
comment that I had when after the first innings of West Indies, right? Is it going the Sri Lanka and New Zealand way? But
yeah,
probably that's the difference between South Africa and Sri Lanka, right? The
correct,
quality.
correct. No, that's so true. I mean,
Yeah,
the South African batting lineup that we have talked about many times, and I had picked them as my MVP, and I couldn't pick one player. And if my hand is
yeah,
forced, I'll
actually,
always pick Markram.
good call,
Is
good call.
they are like unbelievable, and the skills and everything, right?
Right.
So I guess
So
they
it was
came
very
through again.
typical, right? New Zealand also made these kind of this many runs. Apparently, I
Yeah,
don't remember the exact. In that also the number 7 and 8 or some really lower down the
yeah,
order, Santner and McConkey, right? They made the runs. Here
yeah,
also there was a rear guard, and they came up with similar kind of runs. And you thought that the momentum is with them, West Indies, so they would just take it across the line.
yeah.
But Markram had other ideas. Right?
He's
uh,
unbelievable. He's just
yeah,
amazing
he
player.
and De Kock had a great partnership of 95 runs. Even though in that De Kock was kind of the more aggressor,
Yeah,
but you can't leave Markram behind. He was eventually not out on 82. An amazing innings of 46 balls. And you didn't even feel that he's in the top gear, right? He's just that kind of a player where you feel
yeah,
that he's never rushing or he's never under pressure to hit the next ball for a six. I think he just goes with the. I think that's the good part about Markram. Mostly I've seen is that he will not try to manufacture a shot
yeah.
for a ball, and that's what we thought Abhishek was doing many times, right? You see the ball, you see what the quality of the ball is, and then you hit it. So I think
Yeah.
Markram is doing that very well, and that's what I think is one of the reasons of his success. And Ral Rickleton again in his form, 45 out of 28 not out, and they made it in 177 in 16 overs. So
They
that was
keep
a pretty
coming. They keep coming at you. I mean, that's
yeah.
see the other thing, Jatan, is number 7 player, right? Number 7 batter, like Will Jacks plays that role for England. For India, it would be either Pandya or Aksar or someone else, right? So number 7 is, and if your number 8 also bats, then it's even for South Africa, it
yeah,
would be Bosch or
Bosch.
like they
Yeah,
bat till the end. I don't think there is a batter, there is a player in the South African team that cannot really bat. Like,
yeah. I think yeah, Rabada to a certain extent,
yeah,
Ingidi maybe,
true.
but yeah, 9 is Maharaj, who's good.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, but they didn't
pretty
even let it
solid
go
team.
that far.
No, they didn't need Brevis or Miller or Stubbs or Jansen to even come out. So
What other thing actually I found interesting is Marco Janssen. 4 overs he gave 50 runs, but he has 12 dots, which is interesting. Like
mhm.
I was looking at the 4 overs 50 runs, no wickets, and he's 12 dots, which is really interesting.
So the remaining 40, 50 runs came off 12 balls.
Yeah, that's nuts. Anyway, but the point is for West Indies now, right? They had the opportunity. They fought through it. They got to 176, but then South Africa was just too good. You can say the
Yeah,
same thing. Same thing happened to India. Like we are like, how come India lost to South Africa? No, no, no. I think the thing that upset us as Indian cricket fans were the way in which India lost.
right.
That was losing to South Africa in T20 right now is nothing to be ashamed of. So now it comes down to West Indies and East Indies, if I can say that. I don't know if it's politically correct or incorrect, but it's either the West Indies or the East Indies that are, you know, playing for the semi-final. So quarterfinal. Hopefully, it's not a washout, because if it is, West Indies will go through. And I'm a little
Yeah,
bit actually upset with. I saw Dubey, Shivam Dubey bowling couple of overs, and he gave what, like 46 or some number of runs. Like he gave
yeah.
insane number of runs,
Insane
and
number
I'm
of
like,
runs.
why would you do that? Why would you not finish off the match the best way you can? Because who knows, some sort of a weather situation that happens and the match gets abandoned. You want to do everything in your power, quote unquote, your India's power, or any team for that matter, to have as better a net run rate as possible, especially if you scored 256. I mean, is that
Yeah, you may want
not
to.
being aware? Match awareness not there? What's going on there?
So I think the difference was too much. I mean, it's just 3 games, right? So the second game, even if suppose they, I don't know, Zimbabwe made 180 odd, right, to India's 256, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
assuming they got out for 50 runs less, right? I mean, 130. That's not uh, that could have that's possible that could have happened.
Yeah.
Um, would that would also have probably not gotten the net run rate beyond West Indies.
No, fair,
So
fair. My point simply is, why do you not go for the always for the best or maybe were India trying to see what Dubey has,
yeah,
and
I
and
think that's what
and what to do with him for the next match?
that
So by
could
the
be
way,
Surya's
just so my
thought
take
process.
my take for next match, there is no way Dubey is playing next match.
Right.
Absolutely no way.
Maybe these 2 overs would have convinced Sky also.
Yeah,
So
true,
we'll see.
true.
Yeah, he got his chance in a pressure, not even a pressure situation, frankly. Yes, you had a very set batsman,
Big deal.
Bennett. Yeah, and you had Raza also hitting, but still, I mean, you should be able to handle those batsmen. And if you can't handle those batsmen, then how are you going to handle again the South African batsmen or even the West Indian hitters, right? So yeah, I mean,
Exactly.
yeah. So just to recap, right? I mean, I think the game between India and Zimbabwe basically was eventually pretty one-sided. India went to 256, and we have to also discuss the composition that was there in this team, right? So
Yeah.
Sanju Samson came back,
Came in. Yes.
made 24 or 15. Again, he always is the guy who will promise so much, and you're like really excited the kind of shots he plays, and then he plays that shot right to a fielder, right? So it's like very
Yeah.
frustrating for me, frankly. So yeah, he made 24 very fast, gave a great start. Abhishek finally took the first single, which was great, and didn't go for a six.
It
I was
seems
so
like you're
happy.
really
Looks like,
happy.
of course, I think somebody talked to him, right? Dude, just get onto the other end. Just check how the ball pitches. And actually, again, Zimbabwe also kept that deep cover, right? And
Hmm.
that's Abhishek's favorite shot, right? So,
Correct.
and the single
Correct.
was to deep cover instead of a catch to deep cover. So I was very happy with that. And once he's in his stride, right, he can play all over the place.
Don't let
So
the ego come in your way, right? Don't
exactly.
don't let come on. Don't show all your cards to such an
Yeah.
extent to actually hurt you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hear
I'm
you.
sure Abhishek would have learnt a lot in this series in the last 3, 4 innings and in this innings also.
Yeah.
What's the smart way of doing things rather than the flashy way or the bold way? I don't know, always. Ishan Kishan also did well. Again, I think the shot that he played, which he got out, I think it was a smart shot. He just didn't get the elevation where he got caught on shot third man. But again, 38 of 24, really good inning. Surya Kumar, 33 of 13, again, very good inning. And he had a miss hit. Happens. But again, Hardik Pandya was 50 not out of 23, and Verma fought. Verma actually, in his new role at number 5 or 6, was a revelation. Actually, maybe he doesn't need those balls up front to get into his stride. But again, I think the pitch was also pretty flat, so that also obviously helps this team, who I am worried will be cast flat
Flat
track bullies.
pitch, flat track police.
Yeah. So, well, they again did the same. They made 250 on a flat
Yeah.
track. So, hopefully in a tricky game, which will happen, I'm sure, sometime or the other, if they make it to the semis, it's not going to be a 250 pitch. And how do they chase a 180, 190, which they miserably failed against South Africa. So, overall, good batting performance, but on a flat pitch.
Yeah.
All round performance. And then bowling wise, Bennett, I mean, from Zimbabwe side, Bennett was 97 not out. I think one of his catches was dropped, I think by Rinku, but which is strange. But he dropped a catch as a sub fielder. The chase was never on, frankly. It started reasonably slow, and their initial partnership was 44, but then after that they kept losing
I
wickets.
mean, for Rinku, just we have to say, I mean, he's going through a lot of things with his family, right? With his
Yeah,
dad
yeah,
passing
yeah.
away, so it is, it's again you are following these players and teams and World Cup, and there is personal stuff that's going on. That's like really intense and sad.
The
So
great
really
thing
sad
is
to
he's
hear that.
actually on the field even with no
Yeah,
bat, so that's something
hats off to him.
amazing. Yeah,
Hats off to him. Yeah.
right. So yeah, the chase never was on. We only the only thing was how what will be the margin of defeat, and frankly, with help from Dubai, they did come to 184, which I think should have restricted Zimbabwe to 150 odd, because that's what it seemed like at one point. But yeah,
So the issues. So when I look at Dubey's stats, right, his bowling in 2 overs he has 4 wides. Okay. When
yeah,
I saw
one.
him
I think
bowl
there was a no ball
against,
also.
there are two no balls
Yeah,
and wides. So when I saw him bowl against South Africa, I have used that word before, timid. It's one thing, right, to make mistakes and this and that. He looks, I mean, maybe it's not fair to expect him to bowl. He's not a bowler. I always used to wonder. I'm like, Dubey has no pace. I don't know. He could be against certain teams, but not at this
but
level.
then either he puts his hand up saying that I won't bowl, or or the captain has to understand that. So I don't think he's
Yeah,
bowling again in this tournament for sure. This was kind of the final nail in the coffin for Dubey, the bowler in this World Cup for sure. Um, and again, I think one of the things that kind of is sad, right? Seeing Dubey or lack of really good all-rounders. He's striving for that, but he's not able to get there. And why do you think that's the case? Because I don't think he bowls a lot in the IPL either. And I think one of the
yeah.
reasons is because of the impact player rule, right? With the impact player
Oh
rule, you
yeah.
really the um, all-rounders are becoming an endangered species, if you may, right?
True all-rounders.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
after Pandya, right, we aren't really seeing a lot of folks who are like really good. All of these guys are. Akshar Patel is also few years old. So after the impact, I think I'm seeing that change after the impact player rule. I don't see a lot of genuine all-rounders coming out of the IPL, which is scary, which is bad, right? Because you're not going to have that rule in international cricket, and I think the IPL should just go back to international rules. I don't know. Yes, maybe it'll
Mm.
get you some more 15, 20 more runs per match, but I'm not sure if
It's
that's
worth it.
helping Indian cricket. Yeah, but anyway, that's probably for a later time. But yeah, so yeah, I don't think he's going to get his bowling at least. And coming back to him, right? If he's not going to bowl, then should he even be in
Yeah,
the team?
my take is next match against West Indies. There's no way Dubey is playing. The question is, who do you bring in? Who does India bring in? Like, I had a very tangential thought of India bringing in Siraj, just the
Siraj.
bowler. Just bring.
Mm-hmm.
You have 7 batters. That should be enough for you. If that's not enough, then and especially against this West Indian batting, which can hit. I think spinners, unless you are like a really quality spinner, again we have Kuldeep, so you can always play Kuldeep. But I don't think India will play 3 spinners unless you're dropping Varun. But then that's just too many changes.
Mm.
Varun isn't getting dropped, nor is Bumrah, nor is Arshdeep. Akshar is here. Pandya is here, so I would play the Siraj. Um, I definitely won't play Dubey. So either Rinku or Siraj or Kuldeep.
Yeah, I think that's change is going to happen now. Who comes in could also depend on what pitch it is. So
Pitch.
I think the next
Yeah.
game is in Eden Gardens in Kolkata.
Ooh.
I don't remember how that pitch is going to behave. So yeah, I guess if we want to go bowling heavy, which I agree with actually, with West Indies' batting lineup, you want to hurt them early and you want to hurt them
Yeah.
continuously. Otherwise, if any two people get stuck into you, it could
Yeah.
be
I mean, they
curtains.
showed that
So
against South Africa, right?
yeah, yeah, you don't want part-timers bowling
No,
to
no,
them.
no, no,
So
no.
and Pandya is obviously our sixth bowler, which is fair. I think he bowls his quota, right? But and he may not finish his quota, right? Because he can also get clobbered, which Siddharth the other day said, right? If he's not bowling in the power plays, then his overs become kind of a what do you call it?
Liability.
Liability, right? So yeah,
Yeah.
so you need another good bowler, and Shiva and Dubey is not the answer for that, right? Bowling Adadik's overs. So uh, Abhishek and Tilak don't bowl enough, which I again am upset about. These guys have to start bowling, right? I always go back to our throwback years where everybody in the top six bowled, right? Except
Yeah.
Dravid, because I mean the
He took
guy
the
did
wickets.
everything. He would have bowled also if we wanted him to.
Yeah.
But yeah, like starting from Tendulkar to Sehwag to Raina to
Even
Yuvraj
Yuvraj.
uh,
Yeah.
and Ganguly also, right?
Ganguly. Yeah.
Everybody bowled, right? Maybe Lakshman didn't. That's it. But everybody bowled, right? And here
No,
nobody
well,
bowls in the top.
Lakshman was very, very special. So if your name is very, very special, then you don't do these
Yeah, he
kind
did
of
one
things.
thing very well. That's
At
okay.
least in
Yeah,
Australia, he did really well.
absolutely, absolutely. Who can forget the test match, the second test match in Chennai, right? So, or Kolkata was it? Yeah.
Kolkata.
So
Yeah,
Kolkata, right?
2001.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. And the third one, I think we won in Chennai, right? That was one. Anyway,
Mumbai.
so
Yeah,
Mumbai we lost.
correct.
Mumbai India
Yeah.
lost, right? So anyway, so Yeah, so I think if Abhishek and Tilak are not bowling, then I think we should go with a full-time bowler,
Yeah.
either Kuldeep or Siraj, depending on the pitch. Yeah.
As an Indian cricket fan, I'm glad South Africa won. That makes, even as a cricket fan, it doesn't come down to net run rate and that kind of
Mm,
stuff. It comes down to a quarterfinal between West Indies and India.
yeah.
Two really good teams. Um, and again, India beating Zimbabwe pretty convincingly, I should say, gives them confidence. Obviously, there is a question around the 11th player, so to say.
Yeah.
See how they solve it. Or not even solve, how they fill it, what
Yeah.
decision you make. I'm with you. That depends on most likely will depend on the conditions and the pitch that they see. That match happening on Sunday, which is that the last match of the tournament?
That probably
Super
is,
8s?
yes. Yeah.
I mean, the other match that's happening today, New Zealand, England, is again, it's a good match to see
Oh, yeah.
how these two teams get ready for the semi-final. I mean, thinking that if New Zealand, the Pakistan has like some really outside chance of making it. If England beats New Zealand, then Pakistan will know by what margin they have to beat Sri Lanka. I do
Right.
feel Sri Lanka would do everything in their power to finish it with a win. I cannot imagine they going 0-3 in Super
Interesting
8s.
point.
So
I'm thinking they're going to be very vulnerable, and I think Pakistan will take advantage of that. But yeah, let's see.
nothing to lose when you have nothing to
Nothing to lose,
lose.
but it's home, right? They must be very vulnerable. But yeah, it's depends like which Sri Lanka comes to the party, right?
Yeah.
So obviously you would want them to make a
See, both,
match of
I
it.
know we had talked about this in the last episode. In both the matches that Sri Lanka lost, they had the other team on the ropes. They didn't finish it, let them get to
Exactly.
160, 170, and then they collapsed.
That is that
It's
is the
sad, sad.
that is the sad part, right? Both
Yeah,
matches,
yeah,
and the one against England, they couldn't chase 140 odd, and against New
yeah.
Zealand, they let them reach there. They should have finished them off in 120 odd.
By
So
the
yeah,
way, so before we wrap, I mean, I had to, since I wasn't part of last couple of episodes, Harry Brook. Oh my God. Oh
oh yeah,
my God. And one thing I do want to mention is the art of coming down the pitch to a spinner. Art of coming down the pitch and keeping your shape.
shape
Not
very
hurrying,
with a lot of confidence. Yes,
lot of
good
confidence,
point.
not worrying
Good point.
about being stumped, not just swinging your bat, not always looking behind. You're coming down the track, you're not worried, and you keeping your shape and then hitting it over the cover or cow corner wherever, or in straight in the front, just
Yeah,
keeping your shape. That
yeah.
innings was magical.
Magical. You know what? You know what? Who reminds who coming down the pitch without losing shape? Who that reminds me of in the
Pujara.
recent exactly in the
Yeah,
test matches, right? He's the only guy in recent
seriously.
memory who uses his feet in test matches to spinners without
Yeah,
worrying and keeping his
correct.
shape. And he might still just push that
Just
single to
defend.
mid off. Yeah. And not even a single, right? But the way the confidence and that messes with the spinner's mind, right? I
Yeah,
mean, the spinners now like worried, like this guy is confidently coming out. So I think Brook used that really well to put them off their lens, and that
yeah.
was fabulous. And a chanceless, beautiful inning. I think the inning of the World Cup.
Definitely, definitely. I mean, he and Markram, they are really shining right now. Both righties. Um, yeah, and I mean, Indian batting lineup also is on fire right now. So again, a good match coming this Sunday.
I have a couple of things. There's a series between India and Australia women happening down under, and
Ooh.
yeah, Australia. So the first was the T20 series, three-match series, and the Indian women won that 2-1. The
Mm-hmm.
first match India won, and the second Australia, and third India. And there's a now there is a one-day series going on, which Australia has already taken a 2-0 lead. So that's and pretty dominating performance by Australia in both the
They
one
are a
days.
dominant, right? Women's
Yeah,
ODI team is unbelievably
yeah,
dominant.
ODI especially.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
they're killing it. Like both the times they chased 250, 230 odd, and they chased it within 40 overs. So very one-sided games those. But the T20 series was really well contested, and India women
Nice,
winning down
nice.
under. That was nice to see.
Awesome, awesome. So what's the other thing that's going on, Jatan? You said two things.
The Ranji Trophy final, right? So it's a fairy tale, absolutely. It's like Karnataka versus Jammu Kashmir, right? Jammu Kashmir making their debut in the final of the Ranji Trophy. First time they're playing this Ranji final. Karnataka is a powerhouse of Ranji, right? As we've discussed before, Jammu Kashmir won the toss and batted first, and guess what? They made 584 against bowlers like Vaishak and Prasidh. Prasidh, who's obviously an in India test bowler, and after that, you would think the pitch is flat or whatever, right? They got Karnataka out for 293 with a lead of whatever, right? Almost 300. It's an uphill battle. Jammu Kashmir is now batting again with 186 for 4 at stumps on day 4, leading by 477 runs. Even if they declare now, Karnataka is not going to make 477 for sure on the last day. So more or less, Jammu Kashmir is going to win this Ranji Trophy, at least on the basis of first innings lead. So
Wow. So is this
that's
is this is
ridiculous.
this is this similar to, like, what's the typical phrase they use, David versus the Goliath?
Absolutely. Absolutely. No question. And it's great, right, to see a team like Jharkhand winning the Syed Mushtaq Ali. Cricket is not dying. Cricket is absolutely, popular and growing in the hinterlands of the country, right?
Yeah,
Jharkhand
amazing.
winning the Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy out of
Correct. You
nowhere.
mentioned that. And who was the
Yeah,
captain, Jatan? Who was their captain?
Ishan Kishan.
Kishan.
I
Pocket
can't say
rocket.
that. You guys say that better. So,
Ishan Kishan.
yeah, that's the way.
Yeah.
So Jammu Kashmir winning is great, right? And you would think, okay, so this the next thing I thought was, okay, maybe this is a team which is an expansion team. Maybe this is a team where the people from all over the country playing for the team. But no, 9 out of 11 people. Players are natively from Jammu and Kashmir, which is great, right? Their captain, Paras Dogra, is from Himachal, which is again nearby. And there's one more player, I forget, who is also from Dehradun. But all other 9 players have learned their cricket in Jammu and Kashmir, and they
Amazing.
are winning the Ranji
From the
Trophy.
valley.
It's just unbelievable. And finally, in the first innings, there's a bowler, Akib Nabi, right? We've heard his name, and he got recently picked by Delhi Capitals
For the
in the
IPL
IPL,
auction.
yeah, for 8 crores plus. So
Nice.
that raised a few. I mean, that turned a few heads. Uh, he had a five for 50 odd for 5. He bowled so well. I didn't see it, unfortunately. Maybe I'll watch the highlights. It's actually getting transmitted on Hotstar. But he bowled so well that Saurav Ganguly had to tweet that the selectors should select him for the Indian team
Wow.
for the England tour that's coming, which is a T20 ODI tour in July. India is traveling for 5 one days and
Oh,
five
I'm tempted.
T20s and
I'm tempted. Maybe I
three
should stay
ODIs.
back
Yeah, why not? You are in
for 4 months.
London. Really, you want to stay there for 4 months?
No, I want to get home.
So, yeah. So, yeah. So he's doing well, and I'm really excited. Another fast bowler, right, on the horizon.
Yeah.
Sometimes looks like after Siraj, we haven't really seen. I mean, of course, Prasidh and Mukesh Kumar and those guys have come in, but yeah, I'm really excited with this new guy. Not really new. He's 28, 29. He's been on the circuit for a while, right? And he also has a decent bat. So let's see. I would like to see him
Maybe
come
an
to the team.
all-rounder in the making. I have the habit of getting ahead of myself.
He has a list A average of 27 and he has 100 in list A. Not so much in test matches, but
Well, who
still
knows, right,
first class.
Jatan? This is going way, way, way back to our earlier episodes about India's number 3. Maybe he can bat as number 3 because it doesn't matter if his average is under 30.
Yeah,
That
correct.
doesn't disqualify
So
you. So, Sai
yeah,
Sudarshan.
yeah. Sai Sudarshan. I was also seeing Paras Dogra, the captain of Jammu Kashmir, has he has he's one of the few batsmen who scored 10,000 plus runs in Ranji Trophy. He's
Maybe Jatan. So what we can do is, post this World Cup, we should look at domestic cricket from different countries, right?
yeah, absolutely. We
Shield,
should.
county cricket, India's Ranji Trophy, to see all the new players. I think it will be a
New
fun.
players.
And of course, one homework we need to do, as this World Cup is kind of coming to the quarterfinal, two semi-finals, and a final stage almost, to think about the associate team 11. We haven't done
Yeah.
our homework
We
yet.
have to. No, that we have to do after the next episode after the final. Yeah.
Correct. So let's do that. Okay, cool. That's exciting. You brought two really fun stuff. Indian women team touring down under, winning the T20, and Australia winning the ODI. And they're
Yeah.
playing the third one, you said, right? They are ahead 2-0.
They'll
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 play
play
the third one.
Second game was today, so just got over.
And Jammu Kashmir is a fairy tale. Awesome.
Yeah, I'm really pumped up
Yeah,
about
yeah.
that. So,
You had brought that up when they made the finals
yeah,
last time.
I was happy they're making the
They
final.
beat.
I
They had
never
beaten
thought they
Bengal,
would beat
right?
Bengal.
They had
Yeah,
beaten Bengal.
they had good bowlers, right?
Yeah,
But
Shami and all of
Karnataka,
them.
yeah,
Oh,
Karnataka is also
Karnataka
very
is. Oh my God.
very good team.
Especially batting. If you beat them first innings lead, that's something.
Right.
That's unbelievable. Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. So if nothing else, this is a wrap.
Yeah.
It's Prashant and Jatan. This is the Cow Corner. Signing off. Ciao. Peace out. As Siddharth says, peace out.
This episode was produced by Mukta Phatak. Music by Joe Reynolds.